I can't see how anyone can chat to Ronaldo ever again, because Ronaldo's older and he's coming back to a team where he's not guaranteed to win trophies, but he's going to fight, man. I know he's getting paid handsomely, but he's going to fight for trophies 100%. And in a side that's not guaranteed. Messi's going to dance off into the sunset, play there for a few years, win a few French leagues, and maybe lose in the final for the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? Right, guys, before we jump into the video, I need you to do me a massive favour, and that's click the bell, like this video, and subscribe to this channel. I think our last video that we put out is probably our highest performing ever video, so shout out to Ben Glander for coming on, and thanks to everyone that's been supporting. But without further ado, let's jump in. Yes, people, yes, people, yes, people. Welcome back to the We Talk Football podcast. Here again with my guy, Quaker. How you doing, man?
I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. Looking forward to going away for a little bit, going on holiday in a few days. It's a much needed getaway, but yeah, apart from that, I'm all good. How you doing?
Mate, I'm fantastic. The weather is so nice outside. I'm thinking it's the middle of July, but we are September. I'm just hoping this weather holds out to my birthday so I can have, some hot weather on my birthday for once. Where are you going on holiday anyway, man? Come on, rub it in.
So I was supposed to go to Portugal, but I'm not going to Portugal anymore. I'm going somewhere a little bit less glamorous. We're going to Wales. So we'll see if the weather holds up in Wales. But I just need a little getaway.
Bro, that's a significant downgrade, but I hope you have a good time.
It should be good.
But in the meantime, guys, we are joined this week by my guy, Chapo, the newest member of We Talk Football. He's a guy that you're going to be seeing a lot more on the channel. He's a football creative genius. In his own words, I should say. In his own words. No, I'm joking. But he's a top guy. He's going to be recording a lot of videos for us, and you guys are going to be seeing him a lot more on the channel. How are you doing, man?
Guys, thank you so much. It's an absolute pleasure. Jamie Kwaku, thank you so much for bringing me on board. I'm excited to talk about some positive things about United for once. After the last couple of years, it's been stressful, but now really happy to be on board. Love what you guys do. So excited for the future, man. 100%. Big things to come after Wales, isn't that right?
100%. Big things to go on.
So the transfer of Ronaldo has obviously shaken the world over the last month or so. I think
the group chat between us was going.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's crazy, man. There was memes getting made. We were like, oh, if it gets made, we got to release this meme at this specific time. But yeah, like what was it? Fanatics, the company that work with Man United in their shirt sales, announced that it smashed the record for a Man United player in terms of shirt sales in less than 4 hours. He became the highest selling player of all time, above Lionel Messi, Tom Brady and LeBron James, like in less than a day. It's Hollywood, it's a Hollywood signing. But what's a good season for Ronaldo? Like, are you, as a Man United fan, are you expecting 25 goals? Are you or are you more, sensible like me and expecting it to be the effect he has in the dressing room as opposed to what he's going to bring on the pitch?
No, but wait, before we get onto that, let's talk about how you were feeling when there was rumours of Ronaldo going to Man City.
You was in that group chat as well. I said to you, I was like, every United shirt's getting burnt. Every Ronaldo shirt's getting burnt. I was like, I'll never forgive this guy, because the thing is, there's Tevez doing it, and as much as Tevez had an impact on our team, he didn't come through onto the big stage at United. With Ronaldo, it was kind of like, it'd be like seeing your older brother snake you out. That's the way in which I felt it, because it was like, I was watching the rumours and I was just shaking my head, man. I was like, this surely he can't, man. And the thing is,
how close do you reckon it was, though?
It wasn't even any of my boys, My mum belled me up, man. My mum's a United fan as well. She bells me up. She was like, if he signs for City, like, that's it, I'm done. She was like, I'm done. She was like, I can't deal with this. I was just like, I said to my boy that day, I said, if Ronaldo has anything about him and any integrity about his legacy at United,
he said the exact same thing.
He will go back to United.
He can't, like, it just wouldn't have made sense. And the thing is, I'm not the biggest fan of Manchester United. I'm far from it.
Oh, we know, man.
But like, it just wouldn't have looked good to me. It would have been a bad look. Ronaldo is one of my favourite players of all time, if not, he's one of my favourite players of all time. And it just wouldn't have been a good look for him to go to Man City. He would have looked treacherous. And even if he had gone, like, I think 10 or 5 trophies in Man City is just worth one major trophy in Manchester United. If Ronaldo helps Man United win the Premier League or the Champions League, that means more than anything he could have won anywhere else. So it's the right move for him to make.
But this is what I don't mean to go on to a Ronaldo-Messi debate, but the way you've just described Ronaldo going to Man City is exactly how I feel about Messi going to PSG.
Well, without shadow of a doubt. Yeah.
Man, like, this is what I'm saying.
I feel like there's a lot more with that, though. I feel like there's so much more with that.
Like, all I'm saying is, I'm in the Ronaldo camp, and I always have been, and I openly admit that. And that doesn't mean I don't respect Messi. That just means I think he's the second best player in the world. That's all I'm saying. But I can't see how anyone can chat to Ronaldo ever again, because Ronaldo's older and he's coming back to a team where he's not guaranteed to win trophies, but he's going to fight, man. I know he's getting paid handsomely, but he's going to fight for trophies
100%.
and in a side that's not guaranteed. Messi's going to dance off into the sunset, play there for a few years, win a few French leagues, and maybe lose in the final for the Champions League. Do you know what I mean?
And also,
Bro,
and like it's also what comes of it, and I think players know this. Like England, I think is the best league in the world. It's got the best managers in the world. It's got like most of the top players in the world. But it's not that makes it a difficult league. It's the fact that the amount of scrutiny, the amount of media that's on you, the amount like you're under the spotlight 24/7. We're hearing and we're all watching it, analysing it. Like he's rubbish based on like a 2-minute highlight. Do you know what I mean? There is a lot that goes on in France. You can run away and no one knows what's going on until you play on Tuesday or Wednesday in the Champions League. So for Ronaldo at this stage of his career to come to the Premier League, where we know notoriously it's rough on the legs, and you're going to go to places where teams don't give up, and maybe if the team's not as technically sound as you are, then they're going to carry on running for 90 minutes. To put yourself through that at the age of 36, you just got to respect the man for doing it. And there is no guarantee of winning trophies in Manchester United. Manchester United haven't won the major trophies since, what was it, the League Cup and Champions League under League Cup and Europa League under Jose Mourinho like a few years ago. Like, there is no guarantee of winning trophies, and he's coming there and he's going to try and put the team on his back and win the major trophies. So if he wins just one Premier League or one Champions League, I think that enhances his legacy tenfold for sure.
Yeah, and to jump onto that, just to talk about, like, you know, everyone cares about the Premier League. You know, in the French league this year, Lille won the league.
Yeah.
Their operating costs are like a quarter of PSG's.
Yeah.
And no one cares.
Yeah.
No one cares. If that happened in the Premier League, that's a, you know, people are talking about making movies. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the crazy
so
film.
True. That's I'm
Think
not
about
even,
Leicester situation, isn't it?
yeah, it's great. I've not even thought about that. Lille won the league and no one even cares. If you ask like 90% of people who don't actually necessarily follow football that much, they'll be like, oh, I swear PSG won it. Nobody cares, because nobody actually cares about that league apart from when PSG are playing in the Champions League.
How do you boys see the Ronaldo season? Because from my perspective, right, I see Ronaldo coming, and like Jay said, it's just like, are we really expecting him to score 30, 40 goals this season? I'm expecting 25, 30 goals out of him. Like,
What, all comps? Yeah.
all comps, yeah.
30, 40 goals.
I
Does
feel-
he take penalties though?
Well, let's talk about this, because he's come and taken the number 7 shirt.
Yeah.
I don't know what regulations they've bent to allow that, but I just heard, from what I heard initially, like, you couldn't do that. But it's Ronaldo, so I get
I'll
it.
give you the exact rundown of why, mate.
Go on.
Yeah, as a United fan,
Go
Mr.
on.
Bias over here. Yeah. So Dan James freed up the 21 shirt. You're allowed to switch number if it becomes free in the Premier League. So Cavani chose to switch to 21 to free up the 7 shirt.
Shows how much you reckon Ronaldo paid him.
It doesn't, mate. When Phil Jones isn't giving up the 4 shirt
Yeah,
for Rafael
true.
Varane, and when was the last time he played? When's the last time anyone saw Phil Jones?
Yeah,
and he's not giving up the numbers 4 shirt. I think that says a lot about Cavani as well, though, because Ronaldo's even come out and said Cavani was the one who said that you can have the 7 shirt, and I feel like that says a lot about Ronaldo's legacy as well. Is just that Cavani even respected it to that level to say, you know what, like, yeah, I'm wearing a 7, but this is your shirt, man.
Oh, there's no way Cristiano Ronaldo rocks up to the Premier League and he's just not This guy's the most followed human being on Instagram. This guy has got the biggest
CR7.
Yeah, he's this guy's got a museum in like Madeira that's called CR.
Have you seen anyone else with an Instagram as just their first name?
Cristiano. Yeah, I mean, he's like Prince. Yeah, I mean, like he's just got like he is. There's no way that he could come to the Premier League and not take the number 7 shirt. But the one thing that people questioning is he going to take is the set pieces off of Bruno Fernandes, and we know Fernandes is a stats merchant. Like I feel like people almost underrate him because they say he takes a lot of penalties, he takes a lot of free kick. Like, but
He scores a lot of penalties.
He scores a lot of penalties. He scores a lot of goals. He's always trying to make stuff happen.
But no, what I mean is, yeah, he takes a lot of penalties, but he scores. a lot of penalties. He doesn't miss.
He doesn't miss very many.
I'm not holding that against him. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
But do you think, with Ronaldo coming in, that those duties are then passed on to Ronaldo? Or do you reckon Bruno Fernandes carries on taking these set pieces?
Well, it was interesting because in the Euros, Ronaldo missed against the Republic of Ireland, and there was like a little back and forth between him and Bruno in the game. Was it Republic of Ireland?
The other day when Ronaldo broke the record.
Yeah, it was the young keeper from City, in the
World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah. So the young keeper from Man City saved it for Todd's door. But yeah, there was like a little back and forth between them two. So you can see that being reimagined in the Premier League. Man United, who do they give it to? You know, I think without penalties, a good season is maybe 20 goals for Ronaldo. and that seems ridiculous because he's literally coming off the end of a golden boot at in Italy, where he scored ridiculous amounts of goals, but that was inclusive of penalties. He takes a lot of penalties. He has done for the last few years because he's evolved as the player from the inside forward, where he's on the wings and he's dribbling past players, and he's now the complete finisher. For me, I've said this before, as you asked us, that the biggest thing I think about the Ronaldo transfer is the transformative effects he can have on the dressing room, as well as the development that he can instill in players around him, like Mason Greenwood, like even Marcus Rashford, even players like Anthony Martial, for example, who is still relatively young. I feel like they can all learn something from him, not just in the fact that he's a top level player, but also in his recovery and how he holds himself as a sportsman. I come from a nutrition background. I have the utmost respect for Cristiano Ronaldo because he takes everything ultimately seriously. And if I was an athlete, I would want to emulate something like that as well. And having that approach with young players around you, players like Mason Greenwood that are being described as one of the best players, or one of the best young players in the world, that can only be beneficial to players like that. Again, I do feel like he's going to bring things on the pitch, but for the things that he can do off the pitch, I feel like it's a no-brainer to bring him in as a result, But I think like 20 goals is realistic for Ronaldo.
So
I really do.
Do you think he takes penalties or not?
I don't feel like he should. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
Like,
I'm agreeing on that, man.
The thing is, it's like it's like if you take penalties off Bruno, like you want Bruno to be there in 5 years. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to unsettle Bruno. Bruno hasn't necessarily done anything to suggest being taken off penalties. Personally, like, and they're mates as well. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it'll be interesting, mate.
I don't know. I actually don't know. Man United get a lot of penalties.
It's not. Yeah, they do. They get so many penalties. Let's not talk about that.
Here we go. I get that look at the VAR look.
But like, with it as well, Bruno grew up, like we saw when Ronaldo signed. Bruno posted on his social media a cartoon of him watching Ronaldo on TV. He's grown up as a fan of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I feel any Portuguese player of that generation they've grown up idolising him. So I feel like if it's a case of Ronaldo's like, yo, Bruno, I'm taking penalties
I'm gonna need a couple with these.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah,
I'm the captain.
yeah, that captain. Look at me. I'm the captain now. Like he do that to Ollie, he do that to Bruno, he do that to everybody. Do that to Maguire as well. I just feel like there's not a team in the world that Cristiano Ronaldo's playing up top for them where he doesn't take penalties. I don't know what you think about that, Dale.
I do agree with both of you.
Yeah.
So, Jay, I do agree that it shouldn't be taken away from Bruno. But if we're getting to the point when it's last 5 games of the season, Ronaldo's knocking on the door for the golden boot, are you telling me that Ronaldo's not taking them?
Oh, he's taking them.
I'm a realistic.
He's come in your club, taking the number 7.
Yeah.
Listen, taking penalties.
He does what he wants.
He does what he wants.
He wakes up and goes, you know what? I'm a cool Fergie, and I'm gonna go back to United. That's it. One from.
It tells you about like the size of the player, and I don't want to pile on Harry Kane or Tottenham because they are doing Tottenham are doing quite well at the moment, at the top of the Premier League. But this whole Harry Kane saga protracted. Had this interview with Gary Neville 3-4 months ago. The Euros comes and goes. He scores goals in the Euros. He can't get out of his contract, whatnot. Ronaldo's like, I want to leave. Wakes up, I want to leave. Within a couple of days, he's gone. Do you know what I mean?
That Harry Kane, that whole situation is cuck behaviour, Quakey.
Yeah. I don't want to call Harry Kane a cuck. I love him.
I love him, mate. But like, he got put in his place.
Yeah, it is basically.
Yeah, he's literally.
Yeah,
sit down, bro.
Yeah.
Daniel Levy was like, come into my office.
Yeah, well, Ronaldo's just like, yeah, I want to leave. So what? City or United, number 7 shirt, and I'll take the penalties as well. Do you know what I mean? He got the full menu. He's got the fully loaded and.